So what's going on, peeps? We honestly ain't gonna stretch out this intro not too long because the video itself is long enough. So I figured we'd start it off with a beautiful morning of seeing these colors growing out here in the wild. Other than that, you know where we go from here. So stick around and enjoy the show. Okay, so Havoc and I are actually been on the road for a little bit right now, and we're on our way to go see a structure that is called Independence Rock. And I really don't know much more as far as the background story on it yet, but I'm sure we'll be sharing that as we get to it to let you guys know more about it. But it's basically a natural structure here that hopefully we are able to climb up on top of and give more of a view and, you know, of everything. You know, we're going to share our experience along with y'all on this journey. Wanted to get past that 18-wheeler probably before I continue talking here. Yeah, he's dual hooked up and rolling on. But besides all that, yeah, we're just gonna go on out here. You know, we've driven past it quite a few times, you know, when we've had to go out of town this direction to other destinations. And it honestly, to me, looks like a huge, giant turtle shell of some sort. But yeah, it has been dubbed, called Independence Rock. And I'm not gonna try to repeat myself much more other than what I know, which is that's pretty much it until we get there. So let's go. We just came around the corner of a bend, and there it is, right over here. Right there. And that's where we're headed right now. Okay, we've just pulled in. This is a typical rest area, but also it is with the historic site of Independence Rock, and we'll get more to you on that. Right now, you know, Havoc's anxious to get out, and we're gonna let him do that too. Okay, so got a little sign right there, Wyoming Highway Department, Independence Rock Rest Area, and yeah, we're kind of standing right here in the center of the walkthrough, and yeah, we're just going to go on over this way right now. Beautiful morning. I'm not sure if we're able to make it up there right now. I believe it's all closed off, but we're going to find out some information and definitely come back. All right, I think I got the camera working a little better right now. Had to push one of those buttons to help the resolution. Okay, Independence Rock. All right, here's some information right here. Okay, instead of me trying to chop it all up, we're gonna pretty much let you read this as through. Let's see here, thousands who travel the Oregon Trail. All right, you know what? I got an idea. This is how we're going to do it. Speed mode, here we go. Thousands who traveled the Oregon Trail in central Wyoming were unaware that they were the beneficiaries of a long series of geological events. The granite peaks around you are mountains that rose, sank, and then were buried in sand and ashy sediments. Erosion exposed their summits and created the Sweetwater Valley, part of an east-west passageway through the Rockies. The route was used by game animals, Native Americans, and fur trappers, followed at mid-century by wagon train and handcart immigrants, stagecoach passengers, and Pony Express riders. For some, this was the halfway point in a 2,000-mile trek from the Missouri River to the west coast. Arriving here early in July, immigrants celebrated Independence Day in July 1841. Jesuit missionary Pierre Jean de Smet wrote of this granite landmark, the first rock which we saw and which truly deserves the name was the famous Independence Rock. It is of the same nature as the Rocky Mountains. At first, I was led to believe that it had received the pompous name from its isolated situation and the solidity, or solidity, you know what I mean, solidity of its base. Solidity of its base, let me say it properly. But I was afterward told that it was called so because of its the first travelers who thought of giving it a name arrived at it on the very day when the people of the United States celebrated the anniversary of their emancipation from Great Britain. Lest it might be said that we passed the lofty monument of the desert with indifference, we cut our names on the south side of the rock under initials IHS, which we would wish to see engraved everywhere, and along with a great number of others, some of which perhaps ought not be found anywhere. On account of all these names and the dates that accompany them, as well as the hieroglyphics of Indian warriors, I called this rock on my first journey the Great Record. Now, as you can see, I'm definitely having a difficult time keeping my eyes open right now, thanks to the beautiful sun glaring back at me right here as I'm trying to read. I'm not saying that I'm the best reader anyway, but that was definitely giving me a few issues right there and trying to follow exactly what line I was on. So. Okay, now that I chopped that all up, we at least now know what Independence Rock is all about. And we're going to at least walk over here. But yeah, I don't believe it's open to the public right at this moment. They might be waiting for a warmer period here this year, believe it or not. That could be the issue, because I see it chained up. So yeah, coming out here this early is probably not the best time. And yeah, I'm led to believe, well, I can't say it's a true chain up if it's not got a lock on it. Got a few other things out here to share, you know, as far as history. That's beautiful. 2,000-mile trek, man. Okay? Like this. Not how I got here. Gotta admire our ancestors. Definitely. Okay, definitely watch out for rattlesnakes. Please pick up your trash, which I always agree on that. Here's a little bit more as far as the historic site. There's you know, illustration of people engraving their names there on the side of this rock out here. Okay. Yep, went to go look, and there's nobody to ask questions, so I don't see nothing other than that, keeping it closed. You know, no different than you would see a barn gate, and that's all we're gonna do is just wrap it back up so we come back. So yeah, it's just a courtesy latch. This is the way it looks right now. And we're gonna enjoy this morning. Wonderful. Honestly, I feel privileged here on this one. You know, Havoc and I have our own personal park at this moment. It's pretty cool. Sweetwater River Valley. Okay. Get to have our own personal natural tour out here. I'm okay with that. Definitely glad I came out here today, man. It is so peaceful. And the moment I start talking that way, the wind is going to pick back up and start speaking back. That's just the way it goes sometimes, but we'll see what we can get as we go right now. Another little storyboard, the travel corridor. Okay. You need to pause and read it. I'm sure that's the caretaker's midpoint right there for this rest area is what it looks like. Looking at it from the back side here. Geese are definitely speaking. There's another gate closed up right ahead here. We're going to see what that's about. Like I said, I've never set foot this far in on any of this other than probably just that rest area itself. With my physicality back in the day, this was always one thing I wanted to accomplish, but never got a chance to get out to. Because heck, I was even having a hard time just getting to and from the vehicle itself at points. Now I'm ready to scour to the top of this thing. Another couple of storyboards here, signed in stone. Basically talks about a little bit of it here and there. Pause if you need to. And the last 150 years basically gives you a breakdown of everything from then to now. Pause if you need to. Keep gate closed. Okay. But we can go in, so that's a plus. Just close behind yourself. Makes sense. Nice. It's beautiful. Oh yeah. Wow. I've seen pictures of kids climbing this and everything else, so we're gonna at least walk around it a little bit first and see the side. Look at these rocks just hanging off the side there, looking like they're ready to fall down on me. And honestly, that could happen, with the way our weather has honestly changed this year. A lot more rock slides are definitely inclined to happening. But man, every one of those is probably just as heavy as my car and more. I can tell you that right now. All right, yeah, I guess we're gonna go this route. Follow the puppy. And if you see up in this area right there, see if I can do this. See some of the names posted on the wall there. Okay, enough playing with the pictures. I'm gonna go ahead and walk on around and see what else we got, because we might have some better angles here on the other side. We're at least gonna try to see where this does walk to at the moment. I want to say this little gated thing off right here is probably a miniature old school cemetery. Look at that. Is there any gravestones that you could actually see? No, but I'm sure it's definitely a burial spot. Pretty cool. Look at the beautiful artwork though. Let's not overlook this. Solid iron, man. Check this stuff out, man. That is freaking cool. Giant S right here on the front of it. Just to take the time out to enjoy some of the old school artwork versus what you get sent to you on Amazon nowadays, purchased practically anywhere. It's beautiful. Look at this. I don't even know what this piece is all about, but it stands out for sure versus all the way around. You got your other corner posts and whatnot as well. So yeah, we're at least going to take a moment to enjoy sharing that part of this tour right now. A couple of benches if you need to sit down, and from this angle enjoy the view. Here's another inscribed signature of some sort. It says 1915, I believe. Definitely over 100 years ago. Yeah, he'll be shaved soon enough to where I won't care how much of that he wishes to want to do. But yeah, man, was about 2 weeks ago. Actually, it wasn't even that long ago. I had to brush him out for over an hour. He had over 100 stickers in him, and all we did was just go up toward the waterfall just to see, you know, how much of the snow already eroded to for the trails and whatnot. And he didn't even really go off the trail at all. But everything decided to come to him, and that was exhausting as it was trying to just get all those out of him. And he didn't care for having to wait either, but heck, it is what it is sometimes, you know. If you can see up that crevice right there, it's beautiful. This to me looks like a walk-up point. I can see right there, trail, a little step, and you can see the extra usage of this area for people going up and down. I plan to do it right now. All right. Woo, that is incline. I am glad I wore these shoes today. Yeah. We're climbing. Yes, we are. All right. Okay. Made it that far. Come on. There's actually another inscription right here. 1858. Check that out. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Definitely need to watch out for a few things up here. A lot of other things like to hang out. Come on. In certain crevices. So we do this with caution. Come. My goodness. All right, get it right there and take a break. Yep, you can take a break too. Check out this view. Still climbing. Whew. Okay, another point. We are practically on top of Independence Rock as we speak right now. Not just on the side really anymore. Whew. This was definitely a bucket list, and I'm happy we accomplished it. Ain't that right, Mr. Puppy? Okay, we got some good cliff sides here, and being only Havoc and I out here and nobody else, and I'm not even sure on my reception, we ain't trying to chance it too much more, especially at this point. I'll be back out here later on this year, I can promise you that. And yeah, just want to continue sharing, man. Look at this. Look at that. That's at least a 4 to 6 foot drop right there. Just to go across that, I'm not even trying to do that. It'd be easy to jump it that way, but to come back up this direction and make sure I go back down the way I came up, yeah. And another thing is, you know, snakes are out, and these crevices are definitely, you know, their homes. Let's just leave it at that, you know. We chancing it as we are just being out here. But you know, we don't let it bother us as long as we're doing safely, as safe as we can anyway. Basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is we don't let fear keep us boxed up. And we're gonna look for a unique path back down, that's for sure. You got it? There you go, come on. All right, here's that really steep spot we had to come up on, so I guess follow me. Or go ahead, go. Mountain doggy. Ooh-wee. Yep, see, I had to jump this to get up here. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Good boy. All right. Not sure exactly where we came up at, but we're going down gradually here, following what may look like the way we got up here. Check out this unique ridge line going down the middle of this rock right here. I wonder how that happened and how that got formed. But you can see it pretty much all the way up. Interesting. Just wanting to share a little bit of that as well. And you see, we're definitely not trying to go down that way, that's for sure. And there's our angle right there. Yep. Right here. Okay. All right, here we go. Back down. There's the inscriptions I was looking for. Make sure I knew my direction. Go ahead. It's okay. Here we go. Down we go. Almost there. Woo! Oh yeah! Definitely got my leg day in on that. That's for sure. What does this say right here though? Can't read it. Something something USA. Interesting. All right. Not sure, but I believe we came to the end of our trail this direction. Well, go ahead. Go. Do you know how to go? Go. Come on. Yep, optical illusion. Here we go. Let's see if we can go around. Continue. On definitely a more of a less beaten path here, but we're going to continue on until we can't, or otherwise. Not sure if it's legible because it is in the shadows. There's definitely a lot more as far as inscriptions here on the side of the stone. Definitely out here on a beautiful Beautiful morning. Peace and quiet. Birds are chirping. Got a couple of bulls right now kind of raging up too. You can hear them in the distance. It is that season, so they gotta do their thing too. Sure, Mr. Puppy might be a little thirsty, so we're gonna see if we can get close enough to this water. I don't know if we can. That's a steep drop off right there, so maybe right here. Over here. Come here. Get a drink. Get a drink. There you go. Yep, there's another couple right there. Not even sure how old some of these are. You know, like I said, all this etching is, you know, old school pioneer style graffiti. You know, no different than half the people do with their markers and spray paint on trains and whatnot all over the place. This was just one of their points of doing it for an accomplishment of their journey, and that's probably more of a difference versus, you know, nowadays most people do it as a flex. I don't know if that came across proper or not, but hopefully if you understand it, you get it. Heck, if I even marched 100 miles, I'd want to etch my freaking name into something for that. These people have had to do 2,000 miles just, you know, in part of their life. We ain't even talking on an average. You know, that was just one of the historical treks that some of these people ended up doing back in the day. And honestly, they weren't going any faster than Havoc and I just around this rock right now. You know? So yeah, you know that took time. You know, I'm not trying to do the math myself, but I got a good understanding about it on what just a mile is. You know, I could take an average of 20 minutes to do 1 mile. So, you know, having to stop in between all that, you know, to take care of anything you need to. So, yeah, man, it definitely took some time, I promise you that. Take another moment. To just be quiet and enjoy nature around. A couple of antelopes. That's the little white specks out there just eyeballing us over here. And up ahead here looks like some other type of stone structures we're gonna hopefully come up to and see what they're about. Okay. Personalized stones to the past, present, future. Wyoming Historical State Site, you know, dedicated September 12th, 1981, courtesy of CWC. 1930 to 2010. Okay. To all pioneers in memory of James A. Shoemaker of the Oregon Trail Memorial Association. Okay. Troop 21. All right. 1931. Okay. To all the unknown pioneers who passed this way to win, hold the West. Placed here. Troop 21. Okay. These are Boy Scouts. Let's see if we can show the insignias here on top. It's basically an Oregon Trail wagon right there. And this one right here is a Pony Express style. All right, pretty cool. And then you see the personalized stones here with engravements in it. They just put all around into these little posts right here. So yeah, that's what that is all about. Let's continue. Okay. I don't think I'm going to cut out too much of this beautiful scenery here on my edits, I can promise you that. You know, might be a little chopped here and there, but you know, I don't mind sharing a majority of it out there for a lot of y'all. You know, the 5 of y'all, I'm gonna say, really. I don't know who all really truly watches them through, you know. And once again, you know, I've learned on how the whole algorithm, I'll admit I tend to flap my lips sometimes more than I need to, and that's just the way my brain does sometimes. It just don't ever stop. But it's good to enjoy the silence that's around when I can, and I definitely try to take advantage of that. Another reason on why I honestly pulled away from recording, even though I didn't truly stop on my adventures there for a while here, and why I haven't posted. It was truly a number of things, but the pros and cons, weighed them out and did what I did. We are at another farm gate wedge. Yes, if you've never seen this, this is a true cattle wedge, because cattle can't wedge through this. If you see, it's kind of twisted. A couple probably tried, got stuck, so they backed out. And yeah, that's basically a free through gate for most the rest of the animals, like antelope or other things, you know, that want to get through and not have to deal with the fence line right here. Once they learn where this is at, they can come through, but the cattle can't. So just might as well share this old school design right here that is a lost art in some places in the world, you know, but very effective. It still works. Let's take a moment and see if we can share the true enjoyment of this vertical edge here on this rock side. Okay, I'm practically laying down, actually I am, at a 40, maybe 55 degree angle to show you this wedge angle from this point of view. Take a look at that. There we go. And that's about the level this regular ground is. All right, back down to continue. I'm gonna say that's old school gate, probably as old as me, for walkfall, or, you know, not 100% sure on much more other than that. Doesn't look like anything has fallen, but it's definitely put up there for safety reasons. And right here where this main gate entrance is, you see some more monumental plates put into the rock there, and some stenciling. A couple of storyboards you can't read from here. Let's see here. Original stone right here was placed, I believe, in 1914 from what it says. Okay, moving on. Pretty much made it around Independence Rock here on this adventure, and I'm liking that. Like I said, coming out here blind, unknowingly what to expect and what all we were about to do, and I actually got a little bit more than I was expected to do out of it. You know, I didn't know you were able to walk around the whole thing, and that's a extra plus right there too. And Can't really show too much this direction because morning sun's still coming over top. But we out here. The Ox Team Monument Expedition. Another storyboard here. Pause if you'd like to read it. Or once again, just go on online and go to Independence Rock. I'm sure you can get all this information easier than you could from me right now with this little ditty I'm doing it all on. Cow chips. Back in the day, these were considered buffalo chips. And this is what they used for campfires out here. If you notice, back over 100 years ago, it looked just like this without the fence and all the other stuff. So there was no wood out here to be able to burn. But there was plenty of buffalo chips and all sorts of other dung. And the moment it dried out, it was an easy flame. It was easy to flame up and use. So yeah, when they were doing their trails, you know, they would pick up the buffalo chips as they'd go, because they wouldn't know once they stopped, you know, where they were going to be at that point to need heat for cooking or light at night, you know, to deter some predators, all the above, from their campsite. So yeah, they would pick up as many buffalo chips as they could as they would walk through their trek. And you know, it wasn't just the adults that were doing this. Mainly it was the kids. Any of them that learned to start to walk, that was practically almost a game for them to, you know, they had to turn that into as they were going on their adventure to their new home. So yeah, just wanted to share that little bit of 2 cents information there as we continue on. And to tell you the truth, it was interesting to find out whenever it was told to me as well back in the day. I actually was blessed enough to go on a field trip with my daughter. I don't know, was it 2nd grade, 3rd grade? She was able to go on a true Oregon Trail experience and get on the wagons, and they had the horse and buggy type pioneer, you know, tour that we were able to go on and learn so much more from them on that field trip day than I probably could have learned in a week or even a month, just by, you know, the natural experience that they give you. And honestly, once they got us to a certain point, stopping point, they unloaded all of us off the wagons, and we had to hike back to our starting point, which is about 2 miles back, just to give us an example of the type of health you had to be in to do this back in the day. And to be honest, it wasn't no flat straightaway. It was definitely quite a few rolling hills we had to climb over, up and down, because we actually did that tour right on a piece of the natural Oregon Trail itself. And that was just kind of cool to be able to experience. Enough sharing about that. We out here at the Independence Rock. We're going to catch a nice another video of just this whole beautiful view. Okay, we're back at the car, as you can tell, and Havoc's already got himself his drink and his treats, you know, and picked up a few trash items out here in front of these trash cans. They're a little overfull, and I've noticed a couple of people, honestly, they're not even trying. It didn't take much to push it down, but pushed it down and picked up around because it was just fresh and it was about to just go everywhere. So yeah, we picked up what we could and how we could, and going to continue on with our journey here back to the house. But once again, this was Independence Rock, and hope you enjoyed. that's where we're at on that. We'll catch you on the next flip flop. And some store-bought, but hey, you're here.